Greetings, welcome to Self-Assessment Lesson 9, Problem 4, Part A. Solve the following equation algebraically, factor or quadratic formula. You must show all of the algebraic steps for full credit. Where applicable, give both the exact answer and the decimal approximation rounded to 3 decimal places. Write complex solutions in the form of x equals a plus bi and x equals a minus bi. In other words, they don't want the plus or minus, they want us to break them up into the two respective solutions. Use your calculator to check your answers. Check the graph or sketch the graph on a good viewing window where the vertices or the vertex, the vertical intercept, and any horizontal intercepts should show up on the screen. Mark and label any real solutions on the graph. In other words, mark your horizontal intercepts on the graph. Oh boy, that's a mouthful. Okay, so let's get after that. We've got a bunch of things to get done here. So let's start off with our first contestant today, which is part A. And notice it is not quite in standard form. We need it to look like, it's got to look like ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 for us to go any further with it. So we got it equal to 8. So we're going to fix that. We're going to rewrite this as 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 minus 8, which gives us back a negative 5, is equal to 0. Okay, so if you want, you can go ahead and use the quadratic formula on here, and that'll work out just fine, where a is equal to 3, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to negative 5. But I just happen to think, well, what the heck, I'm going to give a shot at seeing if this factors or not, because I have a feeling that if I take 3 away from 5, I might get back to 2, so let's give that a go. So in other words, let's try this as 3x plus 5 times x minus 1. So let's check that. That's my guess and check. So we know 3x times x gives me 3x squared. 5 times negative 1 gives me a negative 5. Now I got to check my inners and my outers to make sure that they come back out to 2x. So 5 times x subtract 3x, yay team, that comes out to be equal to 2x. So that means that I must have factored that correctly. Okay, let's get those lines out of the way here. So using the zero product property, that tells me that 3x plus 5 is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0, which gets me that x is equal to a negative 5/3, or an x is equal to a positive 1. Okay? All right, nice. So we've done what they asked us over here for the algebraic part, but they also want us to come over here and show them the graph. All right. Okay, so to get the graph here, let's go get the calculator up. Let's go ahead and clear out whatever craziness we've got in our y1 at present, and let's put in 3x squared plus 2x subtract 5. Feeling pretty confident. I might have done a y and a y1 and a y2 to check if it from the original, but I'm feeling pretty confident going there. And then I'm going to put a 0 into my y2 because I am going to need a horizontal line to check my intercepts. Don't know any better, so let's try a zoom and a standard and see how that works out. Looking pretty stellar, okay, because it's got everything I need to see. In particular, I'm seeing my x-intercepts, my y-intercepts, and I'm seeing the vertex. Those are all the things they want us to have there. Now they asked us to check our answer, so we'll do that on the calculator here by going second calc, and we'll go ahead and find the intersection point. And we'll go first curve, second curve, best guess. And voila, x equal to 1. Yay! That came out to be right. Okay. So let's have to do it again to check the other one. Although we're feeling pretty confident at this point that the other one will be 5/3 or negative 5/3. So let's go ahead and run the intersection routine again. First curve, second curve, best guess. Negative 1.66666 is indeed negative 5/3, so I'm feeling pretty good about my two answer choices. Now, last but not least, they want us to make a reasonable copy, a reasonable facsimile of that screen onto our homework paper. Okay, so to do that, come in here and draw our axes, and I'm going to label this as negative 10 to 10, negative 10 to 10. Always a really good idea to show your viewing public what your window settings were, and that's a great way of doing it. Okay, so now we need to do what? Well, we need to get to the calculator. What do we need to do? There we go. We need to make a reasonable copy of that over onto our piece of paper here. So it looks like it came through here, it went back up like that. Looking pretty good. Okay. Now, they also asked us, last but not least, is they want us to mark and label any real solutions on the graph. So let's do that. So this real solution right here is x is equal to -5/3. And this real solution right here is x is equal to 1. Okay, well, that was pretty cool, pretty straightforward. My guess is when we get on to B, C, etc., we're going to have a few twists and turns, but we'll relish our moment of victory at the moment.